Sunday, Karen DeLota spoke on the parable of the prodigal son. She focused not on the son, but on the father. And as she spoke, I started to think, boy, that father has two choices. He could receive his son with open arms, or he could reject him. I further thought, you know what? We're like that father. Every day we have to make choices. But it's not just so much the choices that we're making. There's an attitude that we have that comes with it. Now, we've all heard people say, oh, wow, she's got a fantastic attitude. We've also known people that have hardships, and yet they've got a positive outlook. Well, tonight's purpose is in a form of a question. What makes a person choose to have a positive attitude? Now let's go back to the father in the parable. Some would say that he had every right to reject his son. Why? That son went and used up all his hard-earned money foolishly at that. But the father didn't. He chose an attitude that allowed him to receive his son with joy. A while back, a good friend of mine sent me an email, and it was titled, "How Will You Choose?" And it starts off saying, John is the kind of guy you love to hate. He's always in a good mood, and he always has something positive to say. Well, seeing this style really made me curious. So one day I asked him, I don't get it. You can't be a positive person all of the time. He replied, each morning I wake up and I say, you have two choices today, to be in a good mood or be in a bad mood. I choose to be in a good mood. Attitude. A positive attitude liberates us from the clutches of evil. A positive attitude frees us from drowning in self-pity. A positive attitude allows us to escape that victim mentality. A positive attitude allows us to rejoice in the joy that our Heavenly Father has given us. Now, John from the email story knew how important it was to have a good attitude. Because later on, he suffered a very serious accident. He fell 60 feet from a communication tower. And as he laid there on the ground, he realized he had two choices: to live or to die. And as they wheeled him into the ER, he looked into the eyes of the nurses and the doctors, and he realized something. He realized that they had the attitude of, he's a goner. So he knew he had to change their attitude about him. He told them that he chose to live. So they needed to operate on him as though he was alive, not dead. Attitude. Well, after 18 hours of surgery, and I don't know how many rods on his back, he made it. Attitude is everything. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. We can't change the inevitable, but we can change our attitude. Attitude. Two choices. How will you choose?
Thank you so much, Rosa Maria, for your dedicated speech on attitude.